So now we have Project Director, ParkSat MMI Satellite Research and Development Center, SUPARCO, Mohammad Imran Sahab, and I would like to invite him on stage for a presentation. He's going to present for us, and later on he will be definitely describing it too. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to tell something about the National Space Agency, our services and what we are offering, and how SUPARCO can contribute to the socio-economic development of Pakistan. Okay, so about the space, once US President said that I think there is something more important than any ultimate weapon, that is the position, and the position of total control over Earth that lies somewhere out in space. So as I mentioned, today I will be mainly covering how SUPARCO can help in the socio-economic development through the space technologies. A very quick introduction about me. After graduation from UT Lahore in 2002, I did my master's from Netherlands. And I have been working in SUPARCO for the last 22 years with experience in satellite design and development, international cooperation, and leading the technology for the capacity building, industry academia collaboration, and research and innovation. So these are some of the key areas. So in next few slides, we will be covering introduction to SUPARCO, what projects we have covered and what are the future projects, what are the product and services we are offering, international collaborations, and definitely will be more than happy to answer your questions. I must mention here that we are honored by the leadership from SUPARCO as well, Member Space Electronics and Director General Technical, CEO ParkSat International, that is our commercial arm. So it will be quite interactive session, and we would love to answer your all kind of questions. So before delving into the details of this presentation, there is a very short documentary about the SUPARCO. So if I can request you please start.
From the wonders of watching someone live from the other side of the wall, to the prophesying of the hurricanes and daily weather, space technology has been influencing the lifestyle of a common man. Ever since the launch of the first satellite, nations have put their best efforts to benefit technology and its spin-offs. Space agencies were established throughout the globe to explore and exploit the limitless possibilities presented by the outer space. Space and upper atmosphere. After its inception, SUPARCO launched a series of sounding rockets in collaboration with NASA to study the atmosphere. Following that, SUPARCO developed and successfully placed in orbit two experimental satellites called Badr 1 and Badr 2. A significant landmark was achieved with the launch of Pakistan's first communication satellite, ParkSat 1R, on 11 August 2011. ParkSat 1R also carried 9 different electronic units called CFIs, which were all indigenously designed and developed by SUPARCO. Building onto the heritage of indigenously designed CFIs, SUPARCO set itself on the course of achieving self-reliance in satellite development. Now, the focus was remote sensing. Remote sensing is like our eyes in the sky. It helps us see, predict, and plan effectively for the future. After the 2005 earthquake and 2010 flood, services by SUPARCO proved to be instrumental in the rescue and relief operations. The realm of remote sensing applications further expanded to mapping, cataloging, and analyzing natural resources, agriculture, disaster management, glaciology, forestry, urban planning, and much more. Considering the significance of remote sensing for the socio-economic development of the country, SUPARCO decided to become self-sufficient in this domain. The development of 2 satellites was planned. One was Pakistan Remote Sensing Satellite, PRSS-1, and the other one was Pakistan Technology Evaluation Satellite, PAKTES-1A. PRSS-1 was planned to be built in collaboration between SUPARCO and Chinese Space Agency to cater for the immediate remote sensing needs of the country. On the other hand, PACTAIS 1A was envisaged to be a completely indigenous project from concept till launch. It was meant to be a stepping stone for satellite development capacity building within limited resources. The design of the electronic units was finalized by the end of 2016 and the assembly was completed in February 2017. Now, it was time to test the functionality and strength of these units. Next was the testing of the payload telescope, which was conducted in April 2017. In May 2017, the complete qualification model was integrated and successfully tested. The qualification phase proved to be a tremendous success, but before the SUPARCO team could catch their breath and rejoice, they had to gear up for the bigger task ahead, the flight model. The clock was ticking. The deadline was approaching. The work started in 24-hour shift, 7 days a week. All the components were made ready to be put together by March 2018. After integration of the system, the satellite functionality was tested on ground. The stakes are high. A small mistake could cost you the entire project. The untiring efforts finally bore fruits. PACTAIS 1A was just an idea, defying all odds, stood as a profound reality.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Liftoff.
This is just the tangible beginning. A lot more has to be done. SUPARCO's success is our nation's success. May Allah bless Pakistan and may we become the true masters of the final frontier.
So, resuming to our presentation, SUPARCO is the National Space Agency of Pakistan that is mandated and geared up for the design, development, launch and operation of space assets and domains. We will be describing shortly. So we have a presence in all major cities of Pakistan with our headquarters at Islamabad. These are a few of the satellites. Two of them were briefly mentioned in the documentary as well. As far as the communication fleet is concerned, we have a PACSat 1R currently working in space, and we will shortly have a launch of PACSat M1. I will describe in the next details. This has already retired. So for the remote sensing fleet of satellites, we have a PACPIS, Pakistan Technology Evaluation Satellite, and a remote sensing satellite. These were co-launched in July 2018. And next in line are Earth observation satellites, which will also be launched in this year, inshallah. So coming to the applications and how we are contributing to the socio-economic development, we are giving our services and products to different departments and government functionaries like agriculture, health, environment, disaster management, education, communication, transportation, and settlements. So our remote sensing data, it is being used by a different government as well as other private sectors. Similarly, in agriculture, forestry, water resource management, and disaster management, SUPARCO is providing its services. These are also few of the other products and services, including the GIS systems, aerial remote sensing services, information technology, and weather center from SUPARCO. I think we have already mentioned these two satellites in the documentary, so I will quickly go through. So just to know, By the way, these are the images from our own satellite, which were launched in July 2018. So any idea from the audience? Any idea of Khana Kaba? Very good, thank you. So let's getting into more difficult image. Masjid Nabi, very right. So by the way, these images are of 1 meter resolution, and these are from our own satellites. Right? We have more than 16 passes in 24 hours for each of these satellites. Fascinating. Difficult one. Atabad. More difficult. Something in Karachi. Barrier town. Some dam. Now, since it is getting difficult, so it's Ataturk Olympic Stadium, Istanbul, Abu Dhabi. So just to give you some idea that we are covering, we have a global coverage of all these remote sensing satellites. Next, coming to the fleet of communication satellites, we already have Pakistan communication satellite PaksatOneR that was launched in 2011, and it is providing the communication services both in C and KU band. So this was a 5-ton satellite with the power of more than 12 kilowatt, and it is mainly used for broadcasting and other communication services. So the people familiar with the communication technologies, so it is overall coverage in C band, having the coverage of Indian Ocean, parts of Africa, Europe. And similarly in the KU band, we have a coverage over the Pakistani landmass and neighboring countries. So we have a CEO, Pax International over here, who is our commercial, looking after the Paxsat International, and they are dealing with the commercial aspects of these communication satellites. So this is the list of our clientage. The next in line is Pakistan multi-mission satellite that will be inshallah launched on 30th May this year, and it is almost twice the PaksatOneR satellite. Besides the C band and KU band, we will be bringing new technologies, including it will be introducing the broadband internet in Pakistan. Through satellite, we'll be able to connect anywhere on the landmass of Pakistan. In addition to the broadband internet, we will also be providing the navigation augmentation services, mean more precise navigation services through this Paksat MMI. So the most important thing in the coming satellite is HTS technology, which is the broadband internet, and this is the real game changer because it will be providing the connectivity all over Pakistan at a very low cost with a very small user terminal. So SUPARCO will be more than happy to engage with any organization here for more details. So through this new payload as well as service, we'll be in line with the vision of Digital Pakistan, which can be used for connectivity, serving the unserved, monitoring of CPAC, e-governance. These are just a few of the areas that has been mentioned. So besides the satellite projects, we have a different collaboration with International Organization of United Nations and other countries as well for different kind of so for the contact, we have a website suparco.gov.pk. For any details, you can always get connected with this one. And last but not least is, as I mentioned, that please stay tuned with us because we will be launching inshallah Paksat MM1 from China on 30th May, and this will be a live event that will be organized in Pakistan at 6 p.m. Pakistan time. So this is all from my side. Please, I will be more than happy to answer the questions from your side. Please.
और एक तो ये कि क्या कमर्शियली ये अवेलेबल है और क्या कोई स्टार्टअप पैकेज है कि स्टार्टअप्स को कोई सब्सिडाइज्ड कॉस्ट पे मिल सके?
First of all, thank you very much for showing the interest. Definitely, these images are commercially available, and as I mentioned, we can get connected with the Pakistan International as well as our headquarter for these all services. So we are already providing these services to different government entities like FAO and all those.
सर मेरी एक हम्बल सी रिक्वेस्ट होगी कि आप एक दिन हमारे पास आएँ और यही सारा शोकेस कर दें वहाँ पे अगर, तो NASDAQ प्रॉब्ली इज़ द प्लेटफॉर्म जहाँ से NASDAQ नाइकेट से अगर ये सर्विसेज आप शोकेस करें तो हम बहुत सारी बहुत सारा बिजनेस वहाँ से और पार्टनरशिप्स वहाँ से जनरेट हो सकते हैं.
अच्छा, थैंक यू. जस्ट टू ऐड दिस, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर द क्वेश्चन. क्योंकि सुपार्को पब्लिक सेक्टर, तो हमने कहा हम कटहरे में खड़े होकर आपके सवालों का जवाब देते हैं. ठीक है, वी नीड टू इंटरेक्ट मोर. अभी आपने वेरी वैलिड क्वेश्चन. हम जो डिफरेंट एग्री हमारा जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, जिस तरह एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर देख लें, तो उसके अंदर हम इस चीज़ को करते रहे हैं, लेकिन बहुत बजाय के किसान से डायरेक्ट इंटरेक्शन करने के ना एग्रीटेक के, हम करते रहे डिपार्टमेंटल. अब इस मॉडल को हम चेंज करने जा रहे हैं. उसके लिए ऑलरेडी जो है मतलब फॉर एग्जाम्पल देयर इज़ नो शाइन आई एम जैज़ के साथ ऑलरेडी आपको पता है कुछ और है, खुशहाल किसान है, सब पाकिस्तान है. तो वी आर वेरी ओपन टू दैट नाउ. हम आपको भी विज़िट करेंगे, वी वेलकम यू टू विज़िट अस. हमारे पास टेक्नोलॉजी मौजूद है. हमने ये देखना है कि किस तरीके से प्राइवेट सेक्टर के साथ मिलकर उसको डोर स्टेप तक पहुंचाना है. तो दैट जो गैप है उसको ब्रिज करने के लिए एक्चुअली वी नीड यू इन फैक्ट. So we are surely going to work in that context.
And
Thank
to
you.
add to Usman, one more thing is, हमारी we have a very interactive website. वहाँ पे prss.com.pk. अगर आप सुपार्को के भी चले जाएं तो there you can order an imagery और जो भी आपको चाहिए हो. और अभी हमने जो हमारा टेक्नोलॉजी एवेल्यूएशन सैटेलाइट है उसकी हमने इमेजरी फॉर फ्री की हुई है फॉर इंस्टीट्यूशंस R&D. तो आपको जो चाहिए जस्ट वन स्टॉप शॉप टाइप है, आप कांटेक्ट करें, वी विल बी देयर.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर.
So first of all, thank you very much. I think that was a good presentation. The last slide gave me the chills, and that is where I like to know more. Where are we on our space program when we compare it with our neighbor, which is India, not with US, obviously they're ahead. Where are we on that part? And the other question which we were talking also earlier, how independent we are in our space program. Because if there is a little bit influence of that, then this whole concept dies actually. So just wanted to ask about these two things.
इसमें अगर हम देखें to just precisely answer your question, if we look back in the history, since 2001, there wasn't any satellite which was being owned by Pakistan or that. After that, a vision came, and after that we had worked on multiple projects. Then in 2005, we had our first communication satellite that was leased, because previous to that, when SUPARCO was not that active, there were 4 slots in the geocommunication orbit. Only 2 were left, 2 to 1. So SUPARCO, when it just came under new organizational act or something, so it started to secure its 38 degrees communication slot. In 2011, after having that lease satellite ParkSat-1, in 2011, SUPARCO had its own satellite that jointly designed and developed it with China, and by the name of ParkSat-1R. Meanwhile, not only having or securing that slot, SUPARCO also managed to have another slot as well as frequency spectrum, because it's a very difficult thing to fight back in International Telecommunication Union to have the frequencies, because all countries are over there and they are very much interested into it. So back in 2017, SUPARCO secured another slot at 38.2 degrees east. Meanwhile, the journey continued, and the remote sensing satellites, there was a series it started, And now in the offing in this year, we have 2 remote sensing satellites, 1 communication satellites, 1 lunar probe, and towards the launch side, Usman will brief you about what we've been doing for the launch part.
Okay, thank you very much. बहुत valid question है, and that, like I said कि हम public sector से हैं तो we are answerable to you that. तो पहली change ये है कि हम आपके सामने बैठे हुए हैं, जवाब दे रहे हैं. Changes आ रही हैं. We cannot say कि जी हम किसी किस्म के competition में NASA से या even ISRO से. Lot of investment had gone into that. $2 billion जी चाइना का सॉरी इंडिया का बजट है, हमारे बजटिंग भी थोड़ी है. हमारा ये टारगेट है कि जो वट एवर इज़ अवेलेबल विद अस, इट्स हम रिसोर्स स्कार्स कंट्री हैं, फाइनेंसिस भी हमारे पास लिमिटेड है, उसके अंदर हमने मैक्सिमम डिलीवर करना है. अच्छा, लकीली क्या हुआ है, टेक्नोलॉजी रेवोल्यूशनाइज हुई है, मिनीचराइजेशन हुई है, लॉन्च कॉस्ट आ रही है, ग्लोबल फिनोमिना, स्टारलिंक फिनोमिना आप उसको कह सकते हैं, एंड वी वांट टू टेक द फुल एडवांटेज ऑफ दैट. इन दैट कॉन्टेक्स्ट कुछ हाइलाइट्स मैं दे देता हूँ आपको. पाकिस्तान के अंदर कम्युनिकेशन सैटेलाइट, जिस तरह सर रहीम ने बताया, इमरान ने भी एक्सप्लेन किया कि ऑलरेडी एक मौजूद है, एक ये 30 मई को लॉन्च हो रहा है. हमारे पास रिमोट सेंसिंग सैटेलाइट्स ऑलरेडी 2 मौजूद हैं, हो रहे हैं. बाय मिड 2025, जून 2025 पाकिस्तान के माशाल्लाह 7 अपने सैटेलाइट होंगे स्पेस में, जिसमें से 4 पाकिस्तान के अपने बनाए होंगे और 3 चाइना के साथ मिली कोलैबोरेशन होगी. मोर इम्पॉर्टेंटली ल्यूनर प्रोग्राम पर हम पे बड़ा प्रेशर है. इवन चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ पाकिस्तान ने भी एक इंटरेक्शन इसी तरीका हो रहा था, वो क्वेश्चन किया. आई वॉज अनफॉर्चुनेटली देयर, काजी साहब की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो उसके ऊपर मैंने उनको जो जवाब दिया था मैं रिपीट कर देता हूँ. उनको मैंने ये कहा था कि सर अगर नेशन हमें टास्क करेगी तो वी कैन डिलीवर, लेकिन ये फैसला स्ट्रेटेजिक लेवल पे होना है. अच्छा, उसके अंदर ल्यूनर प्रोब, जिस तरह सर रहीम ने भी बताया, फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ मई में हमारा एक ल्यूनर प्रोब है, जो कि हम लॉन्चर चाइनीज़ है, प्रोब हमारा है, हमने बनाया है. पाकिस्तान विल बी द 6th कंट्री जो कि उस प्रोब को हम लॉन्च करेंगे. सेकेंडली हमारा इंटरनेशनल ल्यूनर रिसर्च स्टेशन है, चाइना के हम कंसोर्शियम का पार्ट हैं. 2028 में हम अपना रोबोटिक रोवर बना रहे हैं, जो कि चाइना पे जो मून पे लैंड होगा इंशाल्लाह, और वो करेगा. ये थोड़े से लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट होते हैं. मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली पाकिस्तान अपना सैटेलाइट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंड टेस्टिंग सेंटर, बहुत बड़ा सेटअप है, $250 मिलियन प्रोजेक्ट है, जो कि हम रावलपिंडी के पास ऑलरेडी अंडर डेवलपमेंट है. तो गिव अस सम टाइम, वी नो वी आर लैगिंग, बट इंशाल्लाह वी आर डिटरमिन्ड कि जी during next 4 to 5 years we will give you something to talk about and feel proud about.
But obviously you people will be our partners, then it would be possible.
Not without you.
We are going, what Usman has said, for an STZ type of model for the space center. And for the launch side, we are also into it. For the phase, we are doing it in a phased manner. In the first phase, maybe we will be having some 500 kilogram mass, then going to the 2-ton mass. So we are into it. Either it will be a sea launch or a land launch. It's just in the preliminary phase. We will just.
अच्छा, ये आखिरी पॉइंट जो है तो ये आपके इंटरेस्ट की स्पेशल टेक्निकल जोन स्पेस इन STP मौजूद है. वो ज़्यादातर कमर्शियल सेटअप है. हमने पिंडी में जो सैटेलाइट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पूरा एक पार्क बना रहे हैं, जो बड़ी हैवी इन्वेस्टमेंट है. हमने उसके लिए स्पेशल परमिशन ली है कि ये सिक्योरिटी डोमेन से इसको ज़रा रखे ओपन किया जाए. वहाँ पे हमारा सेटअप भी होंगे. उस सेटअप की सर्विसेज हम पब्लिक सेक्टर को, प्राइवेट सेक्टर को, जो इक्विपमेंट है वो पब्लिक मनी से लग रहा है, हमने उसको ओपन करेंगे कि आप टेलीकॉम सेक्टर है, एविएशन सेक्टर है, मोबाइल इंडस्ट्री है, वहाँ पे जो इक्विपमेंट है अगर आप उसकी टेस्टिंग सर्विसेज यूज़ करना चाहें हो सकेगी. और स्पेशल टेक्निकल जोन STZ डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं. अगर आप वहाँ पे अपने सेटअप भी ला के इस्टेब्लिश करना चाहेंगे तो यू विल बी वेलकम.
जी प्लीज़ नेक्स्ट.
उस ह्यूमंस उसके लिए हमारा ऑलरेडी
वी हैव बीन इनटू इट. CMSA प्रोग्राम है, मैन मिशन. वी आर इनटू इट. उसमें थोड़ी सी इंटरेस्टिटीज़ हैं कि अभी तक जो अभी कमर्शियल लॉन्चेस, एक तो होता है कि वो आपका जो होता है एक इनिशियल ऑर्बिट ही होता है, जिसको सब ऑर्बिटल फ्लाइट. हम उसको ज़रा प्रोफेशनली लेके चलें. उसमें थोड़ा होता है इस तरह के कोई पायलट्स वगैरह, तो वी आर इनटू इट विद एयरफोर्स. वो भी उनकी भी हम ट्रेनिंग वगैरह पे बातचीत कर रहे हैं. तो इंशाल्लाह वी विल बी हैविंग इट ऑन द चाइनीज स्पेस स्टेशन इन 2026 और सो.
थोड़ा सा सारा टच कर रहे हैं.
जी, Thank you. I just wanted to ask that, Starlink has been in discussions to launch in Pakistan. Just wanted to understand your plans, any plans of collaboration to leverage their technology, which would benefit our space technology as well.
जी, नॉट ओनली स्टारलिंक, ये थोड़ी सी मैं थोड़ा इसमें आपको डिटेल से बताना चाहूँगा कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान इज़ वेरी मच इंटरेस्टेड टू हैव foreign investments either in the form of direct or indirect, and to bridge the technology gap. LEO satellite constellation, though GEO has some edge over LEO, उसमें आप ये समझ लीजिए लियो में सिर्फ उसकी जो उसका टाइम होता है वो कुछ थोड़ा कम होता है, तो उस वजह से अभी स्टारलिंक, OneWeb, फिर नंबर ऑफ चाइनीज़ सैटेलाइट कॉन्स्टलेशंस, कैनेडियंस टेलीसैट, दे आर थ्रू विद सुपारको. अभी हैविंग being realized this by the government of Pakistan, they just promulgated and issued a national space policy, and that is available on SUPARCO website. As per the policy, SUPARCO has been declared as a national space agency and trusted to work in space domain. इसमें आपका research development, satellite launches, operation और application side आ जाती है. अब इसमें पाकसेट इंटरनेशनल CEO पाकसेट, लकीली ही इज़ सिटिंग विद अस, डॉक्टर शाहिद, ही इज़ जो जितना भी है फोर फ्रंट पे आप समझिए है, तो स्टारलिंक के साथ ही इज़ थ्रू, और हमारा काफ़ी हद तक उनके साथ एक कोलैबोरेटिव मोड पे हम चल रहे हैं, तो बस अब वो फाइनल है. लेकिन इसका ये मकसद कतई नहीं कि सिर्फ स्टारलिंक ही होगा, वी आर ओपन. और अभी गवर्नमेंट ने जस्ट लाइक PTA एक स्पेस रेगुलेटरी बोर्ड भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट कर दिया. वो डायरेक्ट होगा रिपोर्टिंग टू गवर्नमेंट अंडर नेशनल कमांड अथॉरिटी, और वो बेसिकली वो लुक आफ्टर करेगा. इट विल बी जस्ट टू क्रिएट अ फ्रेंडली इन्वायरमेंट फॉर द इन्वेस्टर्स, तो और एक इक्विटेबल रिसोर्स शेयरिंग हो. तो उसमें ये होगा कि अगर किसी किस्म का कोई जॉइंट वेंचर है, किसी किस्म की कोई FDI है, तो दैट वुड बी वेलकम्ड बाय दैट बोर्ड एंड बाय SUPARCO टू, एंड वी आर ओपन फॉर दैट. लोकल इन्वेस्टर्स आल्सो दे आर.
अच्छा, इसमें मैं थोड़ा सा ऐड करूं विद योर काइंड परमिशन. ट्रेडिशनली आपको पता है कि सैटेलाइट्स जो हैं डेकेड्स लॉन्ग डिफेंस और स्ट्रेटेजिक पर्पसेस के लिए मेनली वर्ल्ड ओवर यूज़ होते रहे, और इन रीसेंट era we have entered into the more sort of commercial applications based on satellite communications. तो उसमें जैसे हमारे colleagues ने जिक्र किया, that's where we are hungry for the PPP mode. Actually it's the satellite business is so expensive and it's so energy and R&D consuming that maybe the public sector alone, for the public sector alone, it could not be sustainable. And as long as the applications are concerned, now a minor chunk is remnant towards the defense and stat size, while 90+% of the return on investment of these satellites and the applications are all commercial and market centric. So Pakistan के अंदर भी अब लाइक कोलीग से बात हो रही थी थोड़ी देर पहले लंच के ऊपर, तो IoT इज़ अ बिग एरा वेयर वी कैन वेंचर ऑन द सेंसर साइड्स टुगेदर विद द satellite technology. And similarly there is a gray area in the telco sector whereby the far-flung BTSs still today in Pakistan are not energized through satellite communication. Out of like 56,000 BTS across the country, maybe around 300, a few, tens more than 300 are just satellite enabled, while we need to energize them through satellite. And there's much more data network operators, broadcasters, and the PPP mode can be explored to venture into the LEO, GEO and MEO technologies.
Any other
I've
questions?
just been told that there is a short of time, so thank you very much for your very candid questions. SUPARCO team is all the way available here. in this hall for other questions. Probably the management is saying that we are short of time.
Yeah, because our guest is also arriving at the moment, so we had to proceed with our session as well. Thank you so much, and I guess we are should make plan for the vacations in the space as well in the future.
Yes, our CEO is available, our business development director is here, Mr. Moin. If anybody just wants to have a connect or
We are all open for your
Thank you, sir.
interaction.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.